In 2011, a 9.0 earthquake hit Japan. A 40-foot tsunami swallowed entire cities. 15,000 people died in a single day. The world expected chaos, looting, riots. Instead, cameras captured Japanese people standing in perfectly organized lines, sharing their last food with strangers, quietly rebuilding. One journalist asked a survivor whose house was completely destroyed, "How are you so calm right now?" The man looked confused. He said simply, "Being angry at the ocean will not bring my house back." That sentence. That is not a good mood. That is not motivation. That is something built so deep inside a person that even total catastrophe cannot break it. That is true discipline. And here is the hard truth. Research shows 92% of people never achieve their goals, not because they lack intelligence, because they never built the mental foundation that makes consistent action possible. Japan built that foundation over centuries, 7 philosophies, 1 complete system, and it works not through motivation, but by permanently changing how you think about difficulty, purpose, and daily action. 1. Shugyo, intentional suffering. The first philosophy is shugyo. It means training yourself through deliberate discomfort. In Japanese mountain temples, monks stand beneath freezing waterfalls in winter. They punch trees thousands of times to harden their hands. They walk 52 kilometers per day for 1,000 consecutive days, starting at 1:30 in the morning. This is not punishment. This is training. Miyamoto Musashi, history's greatest swordsman, won over 60 duels without a single defeat. But here is what most people ignore about Musashi. He devoted equal time to calligraphy, painting, and sculpture, alongside sword training. He believed the discipline required to perfect a single brushstroke was identical to executing a perfect sword strike. Same focused attention, same tolerance for repetition. Modern life has made comfort available everywhere. Temperature slightly hot, air conditioning. Bored for 1 second, phone. Every time you escape small discomfort, you're training your brain that difficulty is something to avoid. Over time, this makes sustained effort feel impossible. Shugyo reverses this. When you deliberately choose discomfort, you reprogram your nervous system to stop fearing it. Your practice. Every morning before checking your phone, do one uncomfortable thing. Cold shower, 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of silence. Small, daily, non-negotiable. This single habit builds the foundation everything else stands on. 2. Ikigai, your reason for being. Shugyo without direction is just meaningless suffering. This is where ikigai changes everything. Ikigai sits at the intersection of 4 things: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can earn from. Where all 4 overlap, that is your reason for waking up. Okinawa. Japan has one of the highest concentrations of people living past 100 years on Earth. Researchers analyzed their diet, genetics, exercise for decades. The single strongest predictor of extraordinary longevity was not diet or exercise. It was having a clearly defined ikigai. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara practiced medicine until he was 105. When asked why he refused to retire, he described specific patients whose lives he was still improving. Specific problems only his experience could solve. His ikigai was not vague passion. It was precise purpose. Viktor Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps and documented the same truth from a completely different angle. Prisoners who maintained a sense of purpose consistently outlasted those who had given up meaning. He wrote, "A person can endure almost any how if they have a strong enough why." Without ikigai, discipline is forced suffering. With it, discipline becomes the daily expression of who you truly are. Your practice. Write on paper, not your phone. Answers to these 4 questions. What makes you lose track of time? What problems in the world make you genuinely angry? What do people consistently ask your help with? What combinations of those could someone pay for? Where the answers overlap is where your ikigai lives. 3. Kodawari, obsessive excellence. Once you have direction, Kodawari determines whether your effort produces mediocrity or mastery. Kodawari means a stubborn insistence on getting every detail exactly right. Not just the visible parts, every part, including the parts no one will ever see. Jiro Ono is a sushi chef who at age 95 still operated his 10-seat restaurant in a Tokyo subway station. 3 Michelin stars, the highest honor in global cuisine. His menu? Only sushi. The same sushi he has made for 70 years. He massages octopus for 45 minutes because he discovered that 45 minutes produces a texture 30 minutes never achieves. He selects rice grains individually. He maintains his hands at a precise temperature throughout service. When asked when he would achieve perfection, Jiro said he never would. Every morning, he wakes up thinking about how to make today's sushi better than yesterday's. Kodawari is not perfectionism that paralyzes. It is the opposite. It is taking action every day while maintaining obsessive care for how that action is executed. Your practice. Choose one daily task you do on autopilot. Make your bed, write an email, prepare a meal. Execute it this week as if someone who deeply cares about quality will inspect every detail. Notice what changes when full attention meets ordinary moments. 4. Shikata ga nai. Accept what cannot change. This fourth concept is what most dramatically separates high performers from people who stay stuck. Shikata ga nai means it cannot be helped. That sounds passive. It is the exact opposite. After the 2011 tsunami, researchers studied survivors. The people who recovered fastest were not those who expressed the least pain. They expressed immense pain, but they had one specific habit others did not. They grieved what was lost, then immediately asked, "What can I actually do right now?" This is emotional precision, not emotional suppression, separating reality into two categories, things within your control and things completely outside it, then directing all energy only toward the first category. A 2019 study found that people who ruminate over events they cannot control show measurably reduced cognitive performance in completely unrelated tasks. Your mental bandwidth is finite. Every minute spent fighting reality is a minute stolen from solving real problems. Marcus Aurelius wrote from ancient Rome, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The same truth appearing in Japanese philosophy and Roman Stoicism across centuries is not coincidental. It is a pattern that emerges whenever humans study how to perform at the highest level under pressure. Your practice. When frustration appears this week, pause and ask, "Is this within my control?" If yes, act immediately. If no, say aloud, "It cannot be helped." Then redirect to the nearest thing you can actually influence. 5. Kintsugi, the art of broken beauty. When Japanese pottery breaks, traditional kintsugi repair does not hide the damage. It fills the cracks with lacquer mixed with gold, silver, or platinum. The repaired object becomes more visually striking than the original because the breaks are not erased. They are illuminated. The philosophy beneath this is radical. An object is not less beautiful because it has been broken. It carries history. The breaks are evidence of a life fully lived, and the gold filling them represents the courage required to repair and continue. Research on performance perfectionism consistently shows that fear of visible failure is the single largest predictor of underperformance across athletic, academic, and professional domains. The athlete afraid to look bad never takes risks that produce breakthrough performance. The entrepreneur afraid of launching an imperfect product never discovers what the market actually wants. Spielberg was rejected from film school 3 times. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. The first draft that became the most successful book series in history was a cracked pot waiting for gold. Kintsugi teaches that the cracks in your early work are not evidence of inadequacy. They are the record of your willingness to attempt something difficult. Every repair adds value rather than diminishing it. Your practice. This week, do one thing you have been avoiding because you fear doing it imperfectly. Share the rough draft. Start the imperfect plan. Do it specifically because it is imperfect, and watch the gold begin filling those cracks.